Yo, 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 Hendo here with Average Dude Slow-Pitch. Today we're back out here bringing you again the new Axe Inferno. This is that 13-inch half-ounce end load. As we saw last time, pretty sure we kind of got just a dud there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this back out there, get another 50 or so swings on it with Classic M's, Pro M's, and then get you the velo test. We also get to bring out today the 12-inch model. This is a max load, so we're gonna go ahead and put swings on both of them, get 50 or so swings on both, some velo test, final compression, and then get to our final thoughts. Let's get it. All right, before we swing our Axe Infernos, let's go ahead and see where they're at on the compression tester real quick. We know what the first one was at. However, again, we're not sure if that was bad batch, whatever it was. So we're gonna get both of these real quick. Up first, we got the 13-inch Inferno half-ounce end load. Dial that all the way up. Let it sit at 0. There it is. And we're sitting pretty much right on 250 again, just like last time. So that's kind of what we expect with these kind of game-ready technologies. Then we've got the 12-inch max load model. This is a 26.5. We didn't swing this one last time. Interested to see how the 12-inch performs in comparison to that 13-inch. Dial that up, let it sit. And 250, so kind of to be expected with the Axe bats. Again, game ready from the start. Let's go ahead and get some swings on them. We'll actually do another compression test just between field swings and velo, just so we have an idea of where it's at. All right, first up, we got the 13-inch model. Again, this is the one we swung last time. We had some bad luck with it. We're expecting much better this time. We've talked to numerous guys who've got a chance to put this one to the test prior to release. So again, it's about 67, 68 degrees out here. So beautiful day, basically no wind. Even with that, we left the bats, the balls, everything inside all night last night just to be safe. And they've been in there all day today as well until I got home from work to bring it out here. So 27-ounce, half-ounce end load, 13-inch. We're gonna go ahead and throw the swings on there now. Pretty much all Classic M's, Pro M's, with most of them being Pro M's like we talked about last time. See how it performs, get you velo, go from there. Yeah, it's crazy how hot these are. I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't a full strength swing anyways for the first swing of the day. And we just short hopped our fence in left center. So you need to know how hot the barrel is. That's how hot the barrel is. Yeah, you don't have to work hard with this thing. You just swing. Let the bat work for you. And then if you decide you want to swing a little bit harder, there you go. Catch it slightly low and it still goes good. Top of the trees. And our little bit of breeze, which again, we're at like 3 miles per hour, 5 mile per hour gusts is what they're calling it. Slightly in towards first, so we're definitely not getting assistance off this either. This is all bat. I mean, performance is wild on these. Yeah, you catch even a little bit, put any lift on it, the bat's pretty much automatic at that point. So for me, and this is just a personal thing, I find that whether it's the flash handle, flared handle, whatever it is, I have a little bit trouble being as consistent with cut swings. But the nice part is if you cut and miss, at least if you don't miss on top, if you miss under it, it's got enough forgiveness that the ball still goes. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. If you do miss kind of on top of it, you're getting such exit velocity, it may not matter. Hopefully blow it by an infielder. Beating a dead horse here, talking about how hot it is, so we're just gonna keep swinging it. Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about on the forgiveness though. Terrible swing, well under it. and we're way into the trees in left center. Yeah, performance out of the wrapper is unreal on this. Honestly, I know you can't see it on camera, but we've got a couple webs and that's it. I'm telling you, last time, the one that broke, we had an enormous amount of webs on 90% of this barrel, 10-ish, 15 swings in. So that puts us right at 35, between 35 and 40 swings. We're gonna go ahead, get the 12-inch out right now. And then from there, we'll go ahead, bring them both out, get to velo, and that's what'll push us to our 50 or so swings. Well, actually we're at 40, I guess closer to 60 swings on both. So let's go ahead, open up this 12-inch. All right, here's the new ones today. 12-inch max load. So that's a 1/2 ounce end load as well. Honestly, end load feels pretty much the same. Biggest difference, obviously, it's a 12-inch, and this one comes in 26.5. So, and if we got those specs wrong, we'll make sure to let you know in the comments. But 99% sure we were told both of them are 1/2 ounces, so we'll go from there. But let's see what this one's about. Again, we'll get 40-ish swings. Swap the velo for both. That'll get us our test is what we needed for durability as far as that goes. Well, when you catch the sweet spot, it's every bit as hot as the 13 though, that's for sure.
My fault.
Didn't really matter too much.
Yeah, right. I'm glad my parents aren't parked over there.
Yeah. And I'll tell you though, 10 to 15 swings in with this one, the sweet spot's every bit as hot as that one. It might be slightly hotter, but it's definitely not as forgiving. The barrel feels stiffer, almost like you would expect on a bat out of the wrapper. So kind of something to keep in mind. And then other than a couple paint little flakes in the same spot it started, no issue so far. Yeah, I definitely think the sweet spot's hotter on this one, but you're gonna have to catch it because if you miss the sweet spot, it's not nearly as forgiving as the 13-inch. So just kind of something to keep in mind.
Hey, what are you doing?
I mean, we just cleared the bathrooms. It's about as fast as you'll see a ball get out the center here. Yeah. Well, no issues other than a little bit of paint flakes, and I mean very little, just a couple right there in the pink. We'll go ahead, swap over to velo. 15 with the 13, 15 with the 12. Final compression, final thoughts. All right, 13-inch first. We saw what it did for us last time. See how close it is at this time. I know we mentioned testing it before velo, but due to time constraints out on this field, we're just gonna go ahead and swing and get your final compression.
110 miles per hour. 111 miles per hour.
There's our 111 again. Still the same bat, that's for sure.
99 miles per hour.
Off the hands on a bad swing, 99, I'll take it.
110 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour.
Top of the batter's eye, into the puddle, that's a good one.
Oh, shit.
106 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
What time you got?
111 miles per hour.
111. Right at junior.
Yeah, right.
This is why we pay him hazard pay.
Yeah, right.
111 miles per hour.
Well, that did the job there. So, as you can see, we still got kind of what we saw in the first video. All in the triple digits. 111's kind of topping out there, so that's great to see. We've got, I mean, it's hard to see them there, but we got no issues here. We've got some webbing along here and a little bit over here on the right side of the Inferno, but other than that, we got no issues here. So we're right at about 75 swings. I can go through, count every single one of them, but it's 70 to 75. No issues. Again, those were Classic M's, Pro M's from swing number 1, 0 to 100. So just realized I still think we kind of got a bad batch in that first one. Let's go ahead, put some swings on the velo for the 12-inch, and then we'll do the final compression and get some final thoughts.
$106 miles per hour.
Ooh.
104 miles per hour.
104 on a bit of a reach, I'll take that too.
109 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour.
Yeah, so far, I mean, don't get me wrong. We're at like 103, 105, 109, all those, all around there. So it's coming off great. It just, unless you catch the absolute sweet spot on it, which I don't feel like we've done just yet, you're not getting the same kind of exit velocities like the 13-inch. But from the max 111 there to what I think was been 109 here, maybe 106, somewhere around there, either of those can get the job done, be just fine.
111 miles per hour.
And there's 100% we're just talking about. That one, you can feel it on the hands, you can hear it. That was sweet spot. We got our 111. So looks like 111 might be, at least for me, the max I'm gonna get on these axes. But we'll keep going. Again, we're here for kind of the durability piece of it. Get this thing up to about 70 swings and then finish this off here.
105 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
Go on.
108 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
That was a little bit closer into the bat, or at least that's what it felt like on the hands. But they were talking about 102, so I think that one would have, towards the end, has been closer to 105. So 3 miles per hour in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it matters all that much in this situation, but just something to keep in mind. For somebody who hits a lot, you're used to 12 inches, have no issues finding the sweet spots, whatever it might be, the 12-inch can be a perfectly good bat. Might even be the one to go with, because I still think the sweet spot feels better and we got a little more distance at times. But if you don't take a lot of BP, you want that extra forgiveness for those bad swings, whatever it is. I'm currently leaning towards the 13.
108 miles per hour. 109 miles per hour.
Yeah, there it is. So there we go. 75-ish swings on this one as well. Actually, let me look at the velo. I can probably give you a much more accurate. Yes, that was 26 velo swings. We were at right about 40 to 45. So yeah, right about 70 swings here. Again, it's about 60. It's probably down to 63 about now. 60-ish, somewhere around there, but still above 60. Classic M's, Pro M's, 0 to 100 from the start. So again, I think we had a bad one for the first round on that previous video. We've now got 75 on each of these, 13 and the 12. No issues other than a little bit of paint flakes there. Let's go ahead and get you that final compression, and then we'll talk to you a little bit in the final thoughts. All right, the moment of truth, since we didn't get to do this last time. First up, the 13-inch axe flared. Again, if you don't remember from the beginning, they both started right around 250. We put 75 swings, like we said. All Pro M's, Classic M's, all over 60 degrees. That's sit at 0. Look at that. Didn't move at all. If anything, slightly down to like 249. So that's great to see. You saw the performance there. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the final thoughts, but that's exactly what you want to see from a bat that's performing that way, as forgiving as it is, and for one that started at 250. On this one, this is the 12-inch. Again, to me, it felt like the barrel wasn't quite as opened up, but you saw in the velo, it did just fine. So we'll see where this one ends for us as well. Sit at 0. And just over 250. So that's kind of what I expected as far as compared to how the 13 tested, seeing as the 12 didn't feel quite as hot. But again, great to see they both passed with how hot they are to the wrapper, with how forgiving they are. Let's go ahead, get to the final thoughts, go from there. All right, as you can clearly see, we're here back in the garage. As we kind of mentioned there before velo, we did have a time restriction on the fuel that we had reserved out there, and we butted right up against that time limit, so didn't have time really go through kind of the final thoughts post that final compression. So here we are again, 13-inch Axe Inferno 2024, dropping on the 29th of February. This is your half-ounce end load. Then we've got a 12-inch barrel Axe Inferno as well. This is also a half-ounce end load from what I'm being told. Feels like a half-ounce to me as well. Obviously, if the specs on that change, we'll make sure to throw it in the comments and pin it so you can see it. Plus, when you go ahead and you're ready to order one, it'll be in the description there on the website as well. But with that being said, obviously, we were really wanting to bring this one back out there. As we mentioned, if you saw our first video with the Axe Inferno, we had one of these break prematurely, as I kind of mentioned in the final thoughts there, as well as if you kind of check the comments on the video, pinned one up there as well. I thought it was a fluke based on what I saw from Axe last year, plus what I've heard from some of the other guys out there that are getting a chance to preview these bats prior to release. Nobody else had really any durability issues. So again, every company has the occasional bad batch. However, as you can see here, both of these fully intact. All we've really got in either of them is slight paint flaking here on the 12-inch barrel. And even then, that happened early on and then stopped. So whether it's the paint not setting right, decals are using, whatever it is, doesn't affect the performance. Bat's fine. We have some webbing on the 13-inch, right along obviously where we're making most of the contact, but it's not significant. It's pretty normal for kind of what we're expecting and how hot the bat was. On the 12-inch and this black paint, it's hard to tell, but I really don't see any webbing, maybe a little bit here along kind of that paint stretch as well. But with that being said, seeing that we were able to get 75 swings here on both of these with game balls, going from that 0 to 100, hitting as hard as we can, or trying to hit as hard as we can, velo, all that kind of stuff. It's great to see that both of these started at 250. I believe the black was just over 250. And by the end, neither one had the compression move. So at least the first 75 swings in, you're not gonna have to worry about it. We'll see how much longer these last. I'll do my best to put as many swings on these as I can here in the near future. I am going out of town for work here shortly, so we won't be putting many more swings on for about a week or so. But when we get back, hopefully we'll have the free time, do kind of another version of these. How much longer does it last? But down the road, as we get more and more swings, if we get the chance, we'll kind of touch base with you, let you know how much longer these ones lasted. With that being said, I did like the 13-inch a little bit better, which is a little surprising for me. I'm typically a 12-inch barrel fan. However, it felt like the sweet spot on the 13-inch was kind of easier to find, but then the rest of the barrel was super forgiving and basically felt like an additional sweet spot as far as that went as well. So we were seeing triple digits on pretty much every single swing on the velo with this, with a max of 111. While on the 12-inch, we still were able to get to the max of 111. We had a couple 109s, things like that. You could definitely tell that outside of wherever that sweet spot was, which felt pretty centered up on the barrel, it wasn't nearly as forgiving as the 13-inch. We saw a few kind of like 99, 101, 103. And as we mentioned out there, it's not a significant difference as far as that goes. But the reason we have that all kind of set up out there is so we can measure that data and kind of see which one's performing better for us. And so for me, I found that the 13 did perform better, but definitely not going to go wrong with either of these. I'd have zero issue swinging either one in the game. And I may go ahead and do that here going forward. Is go ahead and try gaming a couple of these here and there in different tournaments, leagues, whatever it might be. But keep your eyes peeled. These will drop on February 29th over at Headbanger Sports, as well over at Axe Bats. If you want to pick one of these up, two really simple options here. You can either go over to headbangersports.com, use our code ADS at checkout. That'll get you a nice discount. Or simply reach out to us, whether it's in the comments, social medias. You can go down into the description of the video. We've got our link tree there. That'll have our contact info as well as our website, so that you're able to get over there, find our email, get with us, and we can get you squared away with the fastest shipping possible, best possible price, give you advice if you need any help kind of deciding on which one to pick up. But hopefully, it's kind of put your mind at ease a little bit on the durability issues. You'll see some other reviews if you haven't already out there from guys who obviously theirs held up fine. We had one that just happened to blow up prematurely. But again, both these are fine. We've had that happen with other companies in the past. I wouldn't let that deter you away from if you want one of the hotter bats you're ever gonna get straight out of the wrapper. Again, we were easily into triple digits with this one, pretty much from the start. And honestly, same thing here with the 12-inch. So just something to keep in mind. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.